Okay, we are going to have a go at doing the front timing belt on the SDV6, which is the 3 litre using the Discovery 4, the Range Rover Sport, obviously Discovery 4 today, also using the Range Rover L405. So there's two belts, one at the front and the rear one. This isn't to do the rear one, but just to make you aware there is a rear one. This is the front one. They should be done, the book reckoned, every 112,000. We've done 200,000. We don't know when it was last done on this vehicle, so we are going to do the cam belt on it now. So let's make a start. Now this is the water. We do need to disconnect the water.
We're going to get as far as we can without disconnecting the water, I think, to start with.
Okay, so let's have
but there is definitely, we need to start by just uncovering everything, basically.
let's have engine cover off. Ian's read the manual, haven't you, Ian? And we may refer to the manual as we go along. Let's get that off, put the oil cap back on, or we'll lose something in there. I'm going to get this pipe off here, Ian. You happy with that?
Yeah, so the key ones are there's this top pipe and the one underneath it, and then your fan shroud, which should then get us to the fan, we're hoping.
Yeah, and then my fan shrouds held on with cable ties. What are they supposed to be held on with there, Ian?
I think it just interlocks. I think it just clips in, but we weren't so happy with it.
Did you work out where the other end of this one goes on?
From memory, it should just pull out.
We've had this off before, haven't we?
We have. You've done math videos with it.
Yeah. Let's loosen it up. So that is the clip on that. And release that clip. Release that one there.
So this is where we might be stumped already with that water pipe.
Well, let's have this one off here. I'll loosen those clips. So this must be my intercooler pipe.
Yeah, so these two are just air pipes at the minute.
There we go. Right, we're getting somewhere.
Victory.
Hey, one piece off. Right, and the cover. Right, I think we're going to have to do this water pipe, aren't we? The book says we've got to. So, right, I don't think we're going to get much water out. Now, the manual does say you're supposed to disconnect the bottom hose and
partially drain the system and then vacuum fill it or something like that.
But we're going to...
Are we just going to make a mess?
We're going to make a mess.
Do you want me to go get a tray? Should we go get a tray and be half prepared?
Go on then. We'll get it. Right, I'll wrestle with this and get this one off. We've wrestled that. There you go. Got a bit more into it.
There is a bit more movement in that when you get it off, actually.
But yeah, we haven't taken this apart before, so right, that's that one. Okay, and
it is a nice close fit. You can see they've even shaped this hard plastic pipe to
how
give it clearance.
Get that hard plastic pipe off? Let's have a look.
Try just giving it a pull.
Release those.
Is it clipped back in?
Back in again. Yeah. Right, now it's got another pipe connected to it here, Ian. Actually, it's got another pipe here that seems to be connected in. Let me see if I can undo. I might have to get the socket on that. Let me undo that one. You see that under there?
That's that one down there.
Right, we've disconnected that secondary hose there, which should leave this one ready to disconnect. Right, should we leave that for a minute and have a
yeah, so we can start digging into some of this. So
yeah.
we've got a couple of cable ties that we've put on, but I think these just have
sort of funny little clip.
they have some like securing clips at either end. should then allow you to remove that. But I think our old clips just got a bit withered and tired and snapped, which is why we cable tied ours on.
Right, and then we've got the fan and stuff. But yeah, it's a question of whether it's worth taking this off to gain the extra room we need here. Let's have a look. Right, we're going to leave this here for the minute, and maybe we don't need to take this off because we're working. So bear with us as we're working this out along with you guys. We're going to take this block off this sort of induction chamber next. That looks like a... that one's come off.
Squeeze and pull.
That's got a little push tab at the back there. That's what he says. So yeah, you've got to press it in the front there. That releases that one. Okay. Now it looks like we've got to pull that. What can I get in there with it? Oh, might be going a bit thinner. Oh, that's pushed it down. Can we push it up? Let me get a thinner screwdriver in there. Yeah, thinner screwdriver there. That should, although
you got to pull it out, I think. This
yeah, sometimes it. Yeah. That should release it, shouldn't it? I don't know if we need to.
Yeah, so it kind of comes round. Hooks in.
We'll put that back on. Right. Now that should pull away, shouldn't it? Got anything else on it? It's fighting me a little bit. There's a bolt holding it in down here. Yeah, looks like we've got a bolt here. See that bolt there? Yeah, so it's an 8mm socket, that one. Yeah, so we haven't done this before, so sorry if you're expecting a super slick professional video. Those professional guys...
style.
No, those professional guys are too busy charging you money for it. So, there we go. So that's the long one out of there. It's orange for some reason, but we haven't taken it off before, have we? Right. So we can remove that completely now. So there, I'm going to reposition that. I'm going to put that bolt back in there. Make that tidy. Right. What are we on next? You want to get that water pipe off next in? It's giving us a bit more clearance.
Yeah, so if we get this water pipe out of the way, that kind of gives us free rein across the back of the fan there.
Right, so we've got the clip down in here. Yeah, we've got a bit more room to get in, having taken that one off first. Right, yeah. Oh, I hate these clips. Oh, they're not my favourite. Whee! Right, and now, if I disconnect that bottom one there, we can get that all out of the way. Which you might not want to do necessarily if you're doing it yourself, but for filming, I want to try and get as much clearance as I can.
Sometimes it's worth that extra couple of minutes of effort just so it's not annoying you the whole time now.
And then you say that, and that's the awkward thing to do. Right. I'll get this one off. Yeah. Alright, we fought with that one. There you go, he's gone alright now. Right, let's have a look how. Sometimes we give him a little bit of a gentle twist. That's that one. And then we've loosened that one there. So we should. A little prod in there.
Pull that side.
Yeah. There we go. Right, so that's given us a bit more room there. What should we go for next, Ian?
So now we need to get our fan tools out.
Yes.
And get the fan out of the way, I guess.
Fan
There's
out
nothing
the way.
else in the way. We got there's a little vacuum pipe here that just pulls off, and that'll just tuck out the way.
Right, yeah. Okay, right, let's get the fan tools out. Right, next job is to remove the fan. So we're going to use this one with the 3 holes to hold the fan pulley, the 3 bolts on the fan pulley, and then we're going to use this one to knock it. Now, it's a reverse thread, a left-handed thread, so we're going to, as we're looking at it from the front, we need to knock it clockwise. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this one on underneath, and I'm going to rest it against the tensioner there. I've got a little bit of light there, so if we get this right, and then I rest that on the little bolts. I don't know if you saw that. If I just, now I've got it in the, see those little bolts there?
Yeah, it's a bit difficult from this angle.
Is it? I'm going to come around the front here.
The light's a bit intense.
Is it?
Yeah.
So there you go, can you see that?
Yeah,
got it on there.
So we've got the open end facing up towards us, and we've...
And if you want to grab, can you grab the other spanner then, Ian?
We've spun it so that
as you go a little bit,
it lines up a little bit better.
It should then start to rest on the... I think keep going. It's not resting on it yet. I think it's just coming to...
There we go.
Grip.
Hold up. Let me get another bite on that. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that?
I got some tension on it.
On that. Okay. Whether it's a question of whether I can get some tension on that now and give it a knock. Okay. So let me come around this side. And it might all just pling off everywhere. Let's have a go.
That gone?
That looks like it. Oh,
Yeah.
Such skill. I don't know. It might have. It
Yeah.
might have jumped. Yeah, no, that's still
Yeah, spinning the fan. I can see the nut turning there.
Skills.
So just the tension of the fan should be enough just to slowly unwind it.
Let me take that spanner out. So yeah, that's probably, rather than trying to fight with the two, let that one come to a... We've got those tools for sale on the website. I'll do a little QVC plug. Look.
We're going to have room to get the fan out.
Alright, and let's have a look. That's going to be the thing, and you reckon we've got room?
Yeah, we've got room. There we go.
Oh, we got some connectors on here. That's right, we can get it up to here, look. Alright. Let's have a look. Now this looks a little funky. Let's push that in there.
Got a small screwdriver over there.
Screwdriver, just to pry it a little bit. That's it. Right, that's that. But we need to work this one out. Right, we'll consult how to get that.
So it looks like that passes through the body there,
Yeah.
and then that's just on a, that's just reinforcement for it. It's just in a like a heavy duty sleeve, and we need to remove that clip that's holding it there.
You reckon that's the plan, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. Snip. Right, so we'll just cut this metal clip. It's one of those, I don't know what they're called, they're sort of crimp clips, aren't they? Or we can replace that with a cable tie or some such. So do that, like that. There you go, that pulls off there. And then we've got
that plastic's got like a slot in it to allow the cables through.
We've got to go like one at a time. Or are they all? Oh, now they're bundled together there. So you've got to pull it down this way, and then that's it. Yeah, you got to. Right. We do one at a time. There we go. So that's that. So we can get that out the way. Stuff out the way is the name of the game. Right. So there we go. We're starting to get to the front of the engine now. Check that's out the way. There. Right, now we've got to start taking some of this pipe work off the front, haven't we?
Yep, there's a whole load. So we've got a water pipe that runs all the way across the front here, which is the bigger one, and then there seems to be a whole bunch of bits attached to that.
Right.
So we've got a plug underneath here. What's this one? I'm just going to start at this end and start working my way.
Okay, right, let's have a go then.
So we got
We've got a clip there. I'll get the trim tool. Let's have that clip off. Right, we're going to start with this one. I don't know if we really need to remove that clip, but I'm going to do anyway. See if he gives us a bit more room to get him out of the way. It's just a barbed clip. Then I'm going to take this one here. That's clipped around the pipe there. That's got one of those pipe clips. It's got an electrical connector down here. It's got a little push tab on it. That's it underneath. says.
You got it?
No.
It's just a little push tab. There you go.
There we go. So it's a bit hard to see, but under there you've got that little, you've got to push that there, and that's that out the way. We've got another connector here to fathom. That looks, what do you reckon on that one?
Lift.
Lift, yeah, lift that one up here. I mean, if I do that with the screwdriver, it might be easier to see what's going on. So I can just lift that like that, yeah. That's it, yeah. So we just lift in that bit there.
So that's that.
Take that away, good.
And then we go to a black electrical connector there. So
yeah.
that should just
be...
be...
that's one of those ones there that you push in.
Push the little metal bar in and pull it off.
So yeah, you got to push that bar in, which releases those little clamps.
And then we got an orange one there.
An orange one. So you can't get them wrong, but the black is on a black sensor. The orange goes on a grey sensor. Ooh, come on. There we go. So that's that. So that's that whole loom out the way. So just one at a time. Yeah. Right. Now, so what have we got now? We got these little...
We had any reason to disconnect the battery yet?
Not really. I think we're safe enough so far. That looks like it comes... That looks like it goes over the end of that. Oh, that's on the rubber. So let's push that off there. That's just on a rubber slot over that bracket there. So that's all good there.
And how far back can we take that to?
We've got... Yeah, that one looks like it... That bracket there, look. Does that lift? I think that lifts up. So I think we can lift this up.
You've got a bit of a tab to it there.
Is there a bit of a tab at the top there yet?
I think it's a metal one. I don't know if you're going to be able to press it with that screwdriver.
Yeah. You think it might be? Let's have a look. Looks like we should be able to get it off. No, it's pretty tricky. Let's have a look what else we got. Could do with getting that off of there. Because we're pretty much, we're undone there, we're undone there. Yeah, let's have another look at this. Let me have another run at that one. Okay, we've worked it out. It's going to be tricky to get this over this metal tab, as Ian pointed out as I was trying there. So we can actually take this bracket here off. It's quite easy. We've got this bolt at the top here that I've just loosened. 8mm again, so we're still good with our 8mm socket. I'm going to put that back in here, and that one. Lose that one. And then there's another one down in here. Yep, so we just whip this one off. Have a look how we do it. Always a long one. Right, yep, so that's another. That allows us to get the majority of that out of the way then. And let me just put that back in there. That's where that one was. Just so you can see that. Okay, right, let's work out the next bit. Okay, so we've got this bit all loose here. It's going to come around here, so I'm going to take this little connector here off. I've cleaned it all up, it was covered in all sorts of stuff. If you've got to get on the top there, and if you, a little tab, when we've got it off we'll have a look. But if you lift that up, pull it, you've just got room to, so yeah, you've just got to lift that little bit there away, and that's that out of the way. Right, what do we reckon? How far is this going to come around now? So that's, right, it's got a connector under here, hasn't it? We've got a little, I'll just clean it. I'll make this up as I go along. Oh, what do you reckon? Just pull that off in? Oh,
yeah.
Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're all vacuum lines, so
they're
not
all, yeah, so you can see there the
they're
little, can you see that little black stubby bit there where that came out of there? Right. Okay, put that down. Right, so we're coming now. Right, what have we got next, Ian? We're going to need to watch the video to put it all back together. Right there. Ah, there's a little clip on this little, those little, just like those little HT lead clips. Now, can I just throw all that over the back then? Is that out of the way enough, do you reckon? Something's fighting me.
might be. Where are we getting back to? We got to get back to this point on the engine.
We're not doing too
basically.
bad. We're not doing too bad. Right then. This looks like it needs to come off, doesn't it? Now it'd probably come off with that bracket, I reckon. Let's just take that bracket off rather than, because that's going to have to come off anyway, I have a feeling. It's going to make getting that cover off. What do you reckon, 8mm?
Yeah, something like that.
I've got the 8mm here. I think everything's going to be 8. There's.
That is that connector that we just removed. One earlier from the throttle body, and that wiring loom then tees off and goes down to whatever sensor that is.
And there's a, looks like what's that? That's just a little clip there, clipping it to that other bigger cable. Alright, I've got my hands in the way so you can't. Right, there's the bolt. Oh, that's quite a self-tapper, that one, isn't it? So I'm just going to put that one back in there.
It looks like that goes into the cover and doesn't actually hold
the
the cover
on. No.
So
I think that's easier
in.
to get that out of the way. Right, and we're stopping this, moving it right up out of the way over here. I'm just going to. It's sort of fighting me a little bit.
I'm not sure if all of this is going to have to come off yet.
Anyway, we're getting there. Look, we're getting there. So right, now this pipe's, yeah, that pipe's going across there. That looks like it's pretty. Have we loosened that one? I don't think we have we?
No.
That looks a bit loose all on its own. There you go.
So I think we've got to fit in there. We got this clip here, which it just lifts out of.
Oh, now did we get a new drive? We put a new drive belt on the other time when we did that video. Ian will do the little pointer. Do the little pointer in when we changed the drive belt tensioner. Is that the correct term? I think I've got it right.
So when we had a noisy one.
Yeah.
So you got a
pipe clip there
in the middle.
Can I just put that bolt back in there?
And then it looks like we need to release the two ends, which look like they're going to be a bit of a pig because it disappears back.
We've got a joint here, we've got a joint there. Can't we just undo that joint?
We can undo that joint in the middle there.
And then can we just like throw it all over the top like everything else? How much slack you got down there? We could disconnect that one there, flip that one round over that way. Why don't we do that for starters? Am I convincing you that's a good plan here or not? No.
Yeah. Why not?
No. Right. Right. Oh, this is going to have me one of these days. Right, there you go. Let's give that a gentle rotate. Break the joint. That is moving, isn't it? Yeah. Right. Let me go around that side. Who's going to get spattered with water here then?
Probably me.
Oh, we got that tray under still. And a little bit more. Yeah, see, I reckon that's gonna. For now,
we've got to take this whole cover off here.
Yeah, but I reckon it can just tuck down there. Look, I reckon that's because it's quite a wide cover, isn't it? Right. So what's that left us with? We'll do the same with that other one.
That actually means we can get into that one a bit more.
Yeah.
Which means you get that whole.
So have a go. Can you get a flash pair of pliers for doing these?
Probably. I mean, mole grips tend to be a bit easier, but they don't really go big enough.
Oh, hold on. That's rotating now, isn't it? Can't feel water on my feet yet, so our tray must be doing the job. Right, and then yeah, I reckon if I just take that, I don't really want it too low. Yeah. Right, yeah, we're making progress. We're making progress.
So I reckon now we're on to.
We are dripping a bit more underneath now.
Yeah. We made a bit of a mess.
We made a bit of a mess, haven't we? Right. What do you reckon now?
We're onto the belt, aren't we?
Drive belt and tensioner, get that off. Right,
yeah, so we need to
get that socket on there.
That's what, 3/8?
3/8 I reckon. Oh, my bar's gone. Right, what is it going to be? Anti-clockwise, do you reckon?
3/8 or ½ inch? Got a
No,
half inch.
3/8. It's alright.
I'm guessing you want to push it away. I reckon you want to go lift from that one.
You reckon lift? Yeah. Yeah, got one. Can you grab the belt for me?
There you go.
Oh, I'm letting go. That's it.
Yeah. So as long as you just take it off one pulley.
Yeah, so you've
that
got a
should
little
give you
square
this,
hole in the top. And I don't know, hold on, now we're working down here, so I can just put that in down there. So I went in the square hole there. And then I'm just going to go round over the top of the tension and around the bottom of the crank pulley.
We might be able to show you this on here. So it is that one there. So you can get a ratchet in this tensioner and go down on that, and that will release the tension, and you can take it all off. Handy diagram for you. So if you forget how to put your belt back on as well, that's how it's meant to go.
Serpentine belt they call them sometimes, don't they? Right, so how are we looking? Right, so what? Actually, the tensioner, we've got a crank pulley to get off, haven't we?
So now we've got to remove anything that's blocking these covers coming
off.
Which is your idler or your tensioner, yeah?
Yeah, is that a
got to come
tensioner?
off?
That's an idler, isn't it?
That's a tensioner, I think. I think it's sprung.
Right, we'll have a look at that one. And we'll undo the nuts on this one. In fact, we should do that before you take the belt off, because it stops it spinning.
Is it going to stop it spinning? I think last time we had some fun with that one, didn't we?
Yeah, but it would have been easier with the belt on, wouldn't it? So we'll have a look at that. Get that out there. Right, we'll get some tools and get these bits off. Now, Ian's devised a simple way of loosening. They're just holding the bar here that stops these spinning. So that
Once you got them loosened, yeah, they're only hand tight.
oh gosh, oh, hanging up now.
So that was just wedging a lever between one of the bolt heads and the central
spindle
thread.
Oh yeah, there's a thread on there. Yes,
Yeah, that's where your fan
thread.
threads
That's
onto.
where you need to be careful. Sorry,
So you don't want to be too brutal with it, but they weren't that tight, were they?
No, they're all right. So there's those three there. And if I put those back, we'll put those on the floor, keep it all together. There you go, all good. Right then, that's looking better. Right, if we.
You reckon that one's got to come off?
I reckon I'll be happier just to get it off and have a look what's happening. He looks a bigger one, doesn't he?
Yeah.
13.
13, I guess.
Yeah, 13. He's not too tight. Nothing's too tight, is it? We're doing alright. Nothing's. It's not like working on the old cars. We're sort of rusted and seized up. Everything. When it's been on the car since 1937, it can get a bit rusty sometimes. Oh, that's a little. There you go. Does that go into the water cavity or something? No, that's a bit weird, isn't it? It's probably worth checking the.
Well, you've got to take all of your auxiliary stuff off. It's a good time to change any tensioners, pulleys.
If we replace one, I reckon there's a bit of play in that one. You might have to price one of those up for me and get that spun on. He's done 200,000 miles. Probably deserves a new one. Right, we're looking really good.
Is that cover going to squeeze past there, or is that one got to come off as well?
Oh yeah, he looks a bit. So, but that. Yeah, I reckon to make it easier for ourselves, we'll whoop. Has he got those funny?
Yeah, those E-type. They look like E12s.
E12. Right, let's have a look.
And you've also got. You might want an Allen key or something.
I've got an E12.
We should do. Might have to find them. But it looks like it's got 3 holes in it as well that we can put a pin in to lock it.
Okay, we're on the water pump pulley now. It's going to be close getting it. So if you put through these holes, we've got an old Allen key.
Like a 5mm Allen key or something, just drops in.
It seems to grip on something. So this is the water pump pulley now.
And it was an E12, isn't it?
It was an E something or other.
Is that undone or is that slipping?
I don't know. Oh, he's gone. He had a little fight, I think. He might have just slipped around one of those. That's it, that's two. Why do they decide to use E-heads here?
Not a clue. I've
really
never been a fan of them.
I'm trying to work out that they should give you a higher torque before they round off, I think. But
I've never found that to be the case.
no. You look half rounded off already. Right, they got little, they're quite little stubby ones. Alright, what have we got going on now? Look, someone's left an Allen key in there. Imagine. Right then. So that's that. So we'll put those back.
And you can tell which hole to use. I'm guessing it doesn't make a difference.
It doesn't make a difference, huh? The ones, those are bigger.
They are bigger, are they? And
Yeah,
they've got the witness marks from when
Yeah,
the
but
bolts
I
were.
don't think they should have been in those. I think they probably should have been in those. Do you see what I'm saying?
Mm.
Who builds these cars? Anyway, but they look like they're on the same PCD. Maybe not. Maybe the PCD is different. If you can't put them together, that's why. Right? That's that. How's it looking? How's the water pump looking? Any signs of any sort of red fluid or
Not
water?
from the outside here. No, it seems to be.
And he feels alright. Again, I could possibly. You could price up a water pump, but having said that, if it's alright,
It's the kind of thing where you don't really want to disturb the seals and stuff. If
That's
it's all
what- yeah,
sealing
see,
well.
gaskets again. Point of debate. Right then. We got a crank pulley we got to get off at some point, and that's
We
got
need to take that one off, do we?
Yeah, because doesn't the cover go? Yeah, doesn't that? Yeah.
It looks like it goes down behind it.
It
Yeah.
goes down behind it.
What have we got to do to take
It's
that
got
off? then?
E whatever. We've got the E socket out. Is it the same? Should we do it while we're here? Yeah, it's the same socket, so we might as well do it while we've got the tool out. Right then, is it going to spin the engine? Let's have a go. Right. That's one. How many have we got on it? 2, 3. Nothing's tight on these at all. I went a bit high pitched there. Oh.
It's the sheer shock that everything's actually just undoing so far.
Okay, well they've all come undone. I'll wind those out. You don't need to watch me wind those out. We'll show you what the bolts are like in a minute. So I've removed the bolts. They were quite small actually. In fact, I dropped one of them somewhere, but they're quite short. So no sooner have you got them going than they fall out. So careful with those. So we've got them out. So we don't need to undo the middle crank nut. We don't think yet. So I'm just gonna. Oh, there you go. Everything's coming apart super easy on this car. There we go. So the crank. I was a bit confused as whether you need to undo the crank nut, but for now the crank nut can stay. So this is one of these. They can have problems, can't they? Because it's sort of the dual mass. You've got this rubber insert and you've got the outer mass, but he's looking in good condition, isn't he?
Yeah.
We got no problems with that.
No movement in it. No
No
cracks showing.
So we're happy with that. All good. All good. Right, I'll just put those 6 bolts with that in. So I've got them all, apart from the one we've lost, but we'll find him somewhere.
So now we think we're almost ready.
We're looking, well, almost ready to start going on the main.
So
you can
to get rid of the
see the
housing.
sort of full love hearty Y shape of the cover now. So yeah, does it tell you to take this one off in the manually? And I'm just wondering if there's a nut behind here I'm going to have to get to.
No, it doesn't, but I can have a look
Have a look, show them the manual.
on our diagram. Yet again, the point to pause it. It shows it with it still on there. So you've got 2 up here, 1 on the top corner, 2 on this bottom edge, a hidden middle one.
Yeah, I remember that one.
That we always forget. You got 2 down this side, 1 here, 1 just above that tensioner, 2 underneath that bottom corner, top corner again, and a mirrored 2 in the middle there. But this diagram has got it shown with that tensioner still on, so you should be able to work around that. But that's the 16 bolts around there that you need to do, and it's that middle one is always the one that we forget.
And I
hidden in
think
the middle of the cover.
it doesn't show you on here if any are shorter or longer, if they're all the same. So as we take them out, we'll just take a special notice to any that are like different lengths. So we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. We're not quite ready to get those covers off. We've got a couple of brackets here that we need to, I've loosened them already. Alright, again, they're those sort of self-tapping screw ones, like with the coarse thread. Let's have a look at these. Can I just rotate him out of the way and put him back in there for now? Saves a bit of the puzzle, doesn't it? Alright then. And let's have another look what we've got going on this side. So we've got the same thing on this side. Quite a lot of symmetry with the old V6.
Handy that.
Handy that, yeah. Alright, let's have a look if that trick works again. Rotate that. Put that on. Right, what are we on next, Dean? You reckon that little poops? He's gone for a wander in there somewhere.
I think we'll be able to get him back.
Yeah, we'll
He's
get him
falling
back.
towards the middle.
Is it? Where can I poke him now?
It'll be... No.
There you go. Don't drop them. Right? Let's ignore that. Let's gloss over that.
Let's try and get to it. We got to take this out anyway. So this is like a little plastic like vacuum chamber.
Yeah.
Like that.
And the screws down on the top here. It all gets a bit murky here. I'm not going to lift that light up a bit. There you go. It's there. I can't quite see what I'm doing there.
Can you undo it or not?
I thought I was doing alright on it. I thought I'd got on it. Yeah, I'm good.
So you can just about get on it.
Just about get on. I think I've got a little bit of wobble in my drive there.
I think it should just be that one.
Oh, I'm going to lose everything. Right. I'm just conscious now. Drop it again then.
So that's just tucked in behind this grey plug that we disconnected earlier. I'm not sure when you get to this point that it matters what you undo first.
Wow, that is a tricky little place to get into that.
Do you want a spanner? I've got a spanner if you need it.
I'm getting it. Alright. These are, I'm just not sure what's coming out where. Can I'll bring the screw out with it. Oh, come on. There's going to be another one drop soon. There we go, so that's that one. I'll keep that one there. Right, now that should... What connections has that got on it now?
I think it just pulls out.
It's noticeably loose. That's it. What is that then?
It's like a little vacuum chamber type thing.
Again, let me put that screw back in there. So when I get there, we'll give that a clean before we put it back together. Yeah, little vacuumy chambery bit.
And that should then allow us to unbolt this bracket here, this metal bracket. So I think you might need the long reach.
Right, so where we go down them.
So you got 3 bolts. You got one in the middle, and then you've got 2 up on this top edge.
Okay, let's have a look. One in the middle. Oh, that one in there.
Yeah, you got to go over that.
That stud.
Seems like it's like a hollow stud, like it's a little vacuum line or something like that. It's a bit weird.
It seems an old place to put a stud. Right, let's have a look.
We found our bolt now.
No, we're still missing 2 bolts. Right, so that is indeed weird. Yeah, it's like a peg. Oh, that's not that one. It's not like a peg, so you can use it for timing later, is it? Or is it? No, it's not threaded. It's like funky cool pin thing. Right, we'll remember that one. That one goes in the middle. Right, and then where do you reckon those other 2 are?
So you got another one above it, same again, and then there should be a little bolt next to that.
Oh, where are we looking in? Oh yeah, got another.
Down.
Is
it 3 the same?
Yeah, there's 3 the same. Yeah, and they've all got the funky studs on them.
Okay, so that's how you know which 3 to undo, is you're looking for
The funky studs.
3 of those. And I think between them then is one of the bolts to take the cover off. So that right between those two that you're undoing now.
On my old Ford pot, there used to be a little pin like that you took out, and then you could put it in backwards and lock it into the timing gear. See?
Handy.
Does that sound old?
It's like they're hollow.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like they go on forever. Right. Is that the same length as that one here? Yep.
Yeah, look it. Looks like you got one more.
One more. Okay. Helps you see them. Oish!
There you go, that bracket looks like it's falling a bit now.
Giving up now, isn't it? God, they do longest bolts in the world, these, for what they do. Right, these are the same length again, I'm guessing, Ian, yeah?
Yeah, that looks the same
He
again.
looks the same. Yeah, in fact, give me those three there. Let's pop them back in there. And we know 1, 2. No, put them in the right way, why don't you? Right, so we'll keep those. That one. Goodness me, wrong way up, wrong way. Right, come on, let's get going. Right, should we do that bracket on the other side at the top? Have we got some? You exposed
So
some?
we've got two more of the
The main bolts there.
main nut. Oh, so we've got
Oh,
one
we've got
more
that
at the
top bracket.
one more at the top here.
Right, I'm going to keep going with these as I find them now, and then I'll come at the end and we'll take them all out at the end. Right, we're getting there. We've worked our way round them. Now, most of them, when you've loosened them, they don't come out. They just, you can't actually remove them. If you do a bolt and you take it out, you've probably got something not.
We managed to get, I think, one of the
water pump bolts. We'll have a look, and it came out, and then
right,
I'm like,
right round underneath here where you can't see what you're doing.
But the other little thing that we had a bit of fun with is this one here had a nut that we had to take off, and then it's got like a little bracket that you have to wrestle off. There we go, that exposes that, and then we'll need to get a long reach 8mm socket, which I've lost.
It's here.
Ian's got it. What are you doing with my sockets, Ian?
I'm getting them ready for you.
Getting them ready. Took on one every day. You have a toolkit by the end of the week. Right. Come on. I can't see it for looking. Hold on, what's that in front of it?
That bracket's still in the way.
Way. Oh,
You got a million brackets.
that
in the way
is
on this,
a messy. Oh, it looks like it's a. A, I can't reach, and B, is it a 10? Do you reckon?
No, it should be an 8. Is that socket just not long
No,
enough?
it's not long enough.
So we'll have to get a spanner on that one. So
Yeah,
don't
he's
bother
not.
trying to get a long reach socket on it.
Oh, he ain't having it. He's fighting me with something there. Hold on. I reckon he should go. There's all those brackets there that are just.
No.
No, that's not long enough. Right. Sure, Ian. I got bored. I got Ian on it now. You're doing the spanner work.
This is slow.
Right, so we think we're almost all ready to go. We'll show it to you when it comes out, but it's actually showing signs of movement now. We've got that one out there, so I'm just going to have to wriggle it and see what's making it stick. It still feels like something down here. Ian, get in and run around and check I haven't missed any. But they're not looking. We're not looking too bad. We're nearly there. Right, so we're all sort of moving. The top's looking pretty loose, but we're not looking too sure about things at the bottom. So let me just give it a bit of a. And it may be where that crank pulley goes over. So I'm not sure if I can get in and give it a gentle persuasion. It's hard to get any. Or I could try going in from the top. What do you reckon? Give it a bit of a.
It definitely seems to have some movement at the bottom there, but not
enough to.
coming
Let's
out.
try. I'm going to go poking too much in behind the back of here. This is
I think we might just have to wrestle it, to be honest. I don't think it's going to be the most elegant thing to watch.
Yeah, okay, we're going to wrestle. You don't want to watch us do this, so we'll have a wrestle. Right, we've got it mostly out of the way. This little bracket here with this that was on this funny thing is a pain in the... Oh, Ian found a bonus screw that we had forgotten, and everyone will forget them. Show them where the tricky one is.
I think it was. It's
it's
right above the crank pulley.
Inset, not on the perimeter, is it? It's in the...
No, right in the middle of it, straight up from your crank pulley.
That bracket is doing my nut. Right, and there you go. Go on in, big reveal. Right,
You're going to have to pull the bottom.
So none of the screws...
I think you have to get your hand right down the bottom and pull the bottom. You got to pull it fairly square because of the... Now you're catching on that middle pulley.
It's now what, sorry?
That middle pulley.
Ah, yeah, that middle pulley. You're not wrong.
It kind of needs to... Does it fit over there? It looks close.
It looks really close. Tell me it's got some aftermarket. What's that? Right, we're going to continue.
Right, it's coming off at the bottom there. I can see that. It's just fouling on that pulley there.
Pulley there.
We'll have a look and see if we can take that off.
Yeah. Right, it was catching on this tensioner here. So it didn't show taking this off in the manual, did it?
No, it's still got it in the final image there.
But it's still only a 14mm bolt. It's a long 14mm bolt, but it's only a 14mm. Oh, it is the longest bolt in the world. Yeah. Oh yeah, just remove that. When you put it back on, make sure you get those two little lugs in. Right. Well, that's that. Now is it going to come? Come on. This is what everyone's waiting for. Yeah.
There we go.
Well, you say that. Yeah, ish. What's that?
I think we're going to have to slowly work it past everything that we've left in the way, like these hoses.
In that corner there. How are you looking there? Alright, can we get that up?
I've got a couple of pipes in the way. It's the top corners, so once you get the top corners up, you should be...
That's the wide bit, isn't it? And that's one of those bolts at the back there is nearly there.
Exactly, it's this top corner there.
This top corner is just messy.
It's that bottom.
Bottom.
It's that water pipe that we left on, I think.
Well, that was a bit more. I need to pull the bottom out again now. Is it pivoting about something? There you go. That's surely it now. Surely it's given up. Right.
There we go.
There we go.
So that was our mystery one that we missed. One in there. And this is your other mystery one that you're likely to miss.
Let's get it down a bit. So yeah. And then there was that one, which is more difficult to miss because that's holding the bracket on. Let's have a look inside. There's some dust. Right, let's have a look at our belt. Always interesting.
Which, if you've watched some of our other videos, you'd realise how filthy this engine was.
Yeah, it's got a lot of the...
And it is dusty inside there.
Right then. But the belt is looking okay. So we've obviously got a belt.
I can't believe how dusty that is in there.
I know, it's
clumps
pretty.
of dirt almost.
That is quite dusty in there. The bearings don't look too bad, do they?
No, they don't.
It's
look
got a
too
proper
old.
Daco belt look. So we've got no idea when that was done. No one's put a date on it for us. So now it's a question of
Start a motor.
Yeah, so we'll get into this debate where do you need to pull the start motor? Because if you put them on where it came off, surely it will be alright. But as belts stretch, the position changes slightly. So the best way, and unless it's a complete nightmare, is to take the starter motor off. If you're doing it yourself, because then you can put the locking pin in the flywheel, you can loosen these, because these have got this adjustment here. So you can loosen them and get everything exactly as it's supposed to be. But that is pretty dirty, isn't it? He did some off-roading in this one. Right, we'll work out the next bit.